One of the most iconic survival horror game series in existence, Silent Hill has been keeping players at the edge of their seats since 1999. A unique blend of atmospheric music, dark storytelling and psychological horror makes up the secret sauce that is Silent Hill. Welcome to this Nintendo Edit video where we'll be exploring the history of the Silent Hill franchise on Nintendo consoles. Silent Hill has been frightening gamers for over 20 years, but for this video we'll be focusing purely on releases that arrived on Nintendo consoles. Each of these games offers a unique take on the Silent Hill universe, from the original survival horror gameplay to reimagined versions with different mechanics and perhaps a few surprise cameos in between. Regardless of the console or the specific game, the Silent Hill franchise is known for its eerie atmosphere, unsettling story and memorable characters. The first Silent Hill game was released in 1999 on the Sony PlayStation, quickly becoming one of the most loved and feared survival horror games of all time. However, the franchise didn't stay exclusive to PlayStation for too long. In 2001, Silent Hill made its first appearance on a Nintendo console, with play novel Silent Hill for the Game Boy Advance. This Japan exclusive was an adaptation of the original Silent Hill, and also the first time the series had appeared on a handheld. This unique take on the franchise combined elements of a visual novel with branching storylines and survival horror, offering a different experience for fans of the series. Besides the narration, the game features puzzles and has multiple endings. Consider it closer to a build-your-own adventure than the original game. Accompanying the text is a variety of stills and some animations. The characters in town resemble the PlayStation's cutscenes. After reaching an ending, the player is awarded with a digital trading card, 32 in total for all scenarios. The game offers two main scenarios, one for Harry Mason with 8 endings and one for Sybil Bennett with 6 endings, available after completing Harry's scenario. One of the highlights of this game is to see the town of Silent Hill through Sybil's eyes, and it gives you a possible idea of what she was doing while she and Harry were apart in Silent Hill. Additionally, there were 4 other scenarios named after the seasons, available to download only once the Sybil scenario was completed. These scenarios focused on a brand new character named Andy, who was Harry Mason's neighbour and found himself in the town after sneaking into the back of Harry's Jeep. Play novel Silent Hill was one of the few games that utilised the Game Boy Mobile adapter, originally released for the Game Boy Color. The adapter was a collaboration between Nintendo and Mobile 21, a company that was jointly owned by Nintendo and Konami. This would allow the player to access these additional scenarios. Unfortunately, since Konami ended the download service and these were not part of the original cartridge, all of these Andy scenarios are lost and are not available in any ROM or fan translation of the game. Play novel Silent Hill was well received by fans of the franchise, as it offered a unique take on the series and expanded on the lore and mythology of Silent Hill. Despite its limited gameplay elements, it is considered an important entry in the franchise. 2009 marked the release of Silent Hill Shattered Memories, which was released on the Nintendo Wii. This game offered a new take on the series with a deep focus on psychological horror and a dynamic storyline that changed based on the player's choices. The concept for Shattered Memories started in 2006, when Climax Studios, the developers of Silent Hill Origins, presented a proposal for a new Silent Hill game for the Nintendo Wii. It would follow the story of a high school student, Jessica, who becomes trapped in Silent Hill during a blizzard. The game was marketed as the first true psychological horror game, with a unique narrative, monsters, and gameplay that would be shaped by the player's decisions. However, the game ultimately evolved into Silent Hill Shattered Memories, which was a reimagining of the original Silent Hill game. In Silent Hill Shattered Memories, the player takes on the role of Harry Mason, who is searching for his missing daughter in the town of Silent Hill. It largely follows the story of the first Silent Hill game, but offers a new perspective and shakes up character roles and personalities. The game is played in a mix of first-person perspective and an over-the-shoulder view. The game's horror elements are largely psychological, as the player choices and actions throughout the game affect the story and the way the game presents itself to the player. It all starts in Dr. Kaufman's office, where the player is recalling memories and being psychologically profiled. This could be filling in a questionnaire or sorting cards into a particular order. The player's answers to these tests change various elements of the gameplay, such as the accessible locations, the appearance and tone of characters encountered, and the appearance of monsters. The town in Shattered Memories has a cold snow and ice theme, which intensifies to create puzzles and mazes the player has to navigate. As Harry searches for his daughter Cheryl in the snowy town of Silent Hill, he is equipped with a smartphone and flashlight, which he can use to track down his location on a GPS map. He can also capture pictures and make phone calls. Interestingly, the phone mechanic featured more than 50 callable numbers that Harry could find scattered throughout Silent Hill. Calling a number or receiving a voice message would trigger the player to use the Wii Remote as a phone to listen to the audio as it played through the Wii Remote speaker. This even featured a number for Konami customer support in the game's manual that could be dialed from inside the game.
Thank you for calling Konami customer support. How may I assist you today? Hello? Hello? Our caller ID shows that you're calling from Silent Hill. I regret to inform you that you are beyond even our help.
Shattered Memories contains no combat, instead offering nightmare sequences where Harry must run through an icy maze world to find an exit. Throughout the game, Harry is unarmed and must rely on other means of survival. He can only flee, seek hiding places, obstruct the monsters by knocking over obstacles, shake them off, and temporarily distract them by grabbing and utilising flares scattered throughout the mazes. Lead designer Sam Barlow commented on the absence of combat by saying, "Hitchcock said that all horror goes back to childhood. That's why it's a universal thing. It's a fundamental. How many children wake up screaming because they had a dream where they beat up a zombie with a baseball bat? You wake up screaming because you ran and you got caught." Silent Hill Shattered Memories has a total of 4 possible endings, including a comical UFO ending. Overall, the game was received well, with IGN scoring the title an 8.6 for the Wii version, and was praised for graphics, plot, voice acting, soundtrack, and its unique use of the Wii Remote. A year after the release, the title was reworked for the PlayStation 2 and PlayStation Portable, although this felt more of an afterthought, and changes in controllers removed a lot of the original's charm. Silent Hill has also made a number of appearances in other titles that made it onto the Nintendo Switch. The first appearance is an adorable cameo in Super Bomberman R, with Pyramid Head, Robbie, and Bobblehead all playable additional bombers. Also known simply as the Pyramid Thing, this mysterious Bomberman roams the wastelands of the fog-shrouded planet Silent Hill. He possesses an immortal body and fearsome super strength, and the blade of a great knife that he drags behind him is almost as long as he is tall. For this blood-curdling executioner, even other horrific creatures that inhabit planet Silent Hill are no more than prey for the taking. A more notable appearance is in the multiplayer survival horror game Dead by Daylight. Silent Hill is a DLC pack for the popular online horror game and was released in June 2021 for all of its existing platforms, including the Nintendo Switch. It features new characters, maps, and gameplay elements inspired by the Silent Hill franchise. In Dead by Daylight, players take on the roles of either survivors trying to escape a killer, or the killer themselves trying to hunt down the survivors. The Silent Hill DLC introduces a new survivor, Cheryl Mason, and a new killer, the Executioner, also known as Pyramid Head. The Silent Hill DLC also includes a new map, Midwich Elementary School, which is inspired by the iconic location from the original Silent Hill game. The map features new environmental hazards and mechanics that are unique to the Silent Hill franchise, adding a fresh and terrifying experience to Dead by Daylight. It also includes a great little nod to the original Silent Hill. In Silent Hill 1, you complete a number of riddles and puzzles in the elementary school. These include burning a hand with a chemical and playing a piano. After collecting a gold medallion and silver medallion, Harry places them in the clock tower in the courtyard to proceed. The same can be completed in Dead by Daylight by repairing the generators in the chemistry lab and music room, and then triggering the endgame collapse to open the door to a secret room at the base of the clock tower. We also know of 2 games that could have been released on the Nintendo DS as part of the Silent Hill franchise. The first was from WayForward, the developer that went on to release Silent Hill Book of Memories for the PS Vita. In 2006, they showed off a prototype demo using the lead character and assets from Silent Hill 2, but the project fell through.
I think she's saying hi to the one on the screen.
She might be saying, I called out that we've got one off screen. We could be a jerk like that.
The one in the game.
Yeah,
We have 3.
The demo featured one room with James's starting collectibles, a short piano puzzle, and a nightmare sequence in the same room.
And we're in Hell World.
It's called the Other World, Adam.
I'm sorry. Well, we would have changed that in this game. Alright, so this is now the same room.
The second game went on to be released under the title Dementium, but was originally pitched to Konami as a Nintendo DS Silent Hill game. Developer Renegade Kid pitched the idea in 2007 under the title The Ward. Our goal was always to release The Ward as an original game, but we were also open to the idea of turning it into a licensed horror game and approached Konami to see if they wanted to work together to mould it into a Silent Hill game for the Nintendo DS. They were kind enough to meet with us, but the meeting only lasted a few minutes and ended with their representatives saying they wouldn't let a team like us handle the Silent Hill license. Years later, Renegade Kid reached out to Konami again about a Silent Hill DS project, this time pitching third-person experiment shots using the Dementium 2 engine, but Konami once again said no. Konami's response that time wasn't dismissive like the first time, they simply didn't want to venture into the DS space with a horror title at that time. And there you have it, the history of the Silent Hill franchise on Nintendo consoles. From its beginnings on the Game Boy Advance to its spin-off games, cancellations and cameos. Silent Hill has been frightening and captivating gamers for over 20 years. And with Konami announcing new projects for the franchise, we'd like to know what you would love to see come to Nintendo consoles. Would you love to see a port of the originals represented on the Switch, or a new game entirely? Let us know in the comments below. For more videos and Nintendo related content, stay right here with Nintendo Edit.